always reassured my presence by my values, by what I provide. But instead, what I do is just like I stop thinking about all those critical judgment toward myself inside here. So if you're a firstborn daughter, you have to achieve whatever you want. Before I go to Bali, I had this kind of like really hatred, I really hate this society, this kind of feeling. Should I tie them up or what? I should tie them up, right? I saw my last video and this bitch was like fake as fuck, so I didn't really like it, so I will be more casual today. Hi, my name is Hansi. If you came to my channel for the first time, I'm the eldest daughter who has eldest daughter syndrome and has anger issue to my little brother. So I do Muay Thai and kickboxing as a hobby to let all the problems that I don't tell to anybody out to my punch bag. And I've been living my life overachiever, didn't know self-love, didn't know what I really want. I just only knew what I should do and what I should want. So after 31 years of pursuing other people's expectations and meeting all the other people's feelings, taking care of my parents' emotional burdens, like I finally found self-love. So I'm gonna tell you about why not me as an eldest daughter. And I'm also a perfectionist, and I'm also the first one who broke the 9-to-5 cycle among my bloodline and who lives the craziest and freest in my family. And I was always being an outcast to the Korean traditional standards and society expectations. I always broke them, so I was kind of outcast. I was kind of not welcome to like most of the Korean people, but it's okay. Like I'm kind of used to it. So if you are one of me, then you should listen to me, because this girl has realized some things to deal with, to navigate this life. And psych, I wear pajamas, but upper part doing its job. So let's start. As a firstborn daughter, I don't wanna dilute my channel's vibe with my traumatic like childhood story, but the bad story simple. My father abused my mother. There, I said it. And my childhood was not that beautiful, like. And always my mother come to me to talk about what happened yesterday, what your father did yesterday, basically. And if you're a firstborn daughter, you have no space to be a child. If you know, you know. And I was the same. I was like, I have zero memory if I ever be a child. And second thing, validation. I always reassured my presence by my values, by what I provide, by the things I can be like appreciated. I never felt like I am appreciated as the way I am, like the Hansi itself. No, never. So I was really kind of good at studying from very young. And during all the 3 divorces that my parents had, I was in my aunt's house for a while, like I was in my grandmother's house for a while. So it was kind of like me and only like goals. Like there was like in my childhood, there was like goals that I should achieve and just me. So I truly understand if you're this kind of like, if you have this kind of mechanism in your brain, it's kind of toxic. It's really toxic that you have to put it down the burden, that you have to be constantly validated, constantly appreciated by your achievement, not by yourself. So I'm gonna give you like practical tip about how you can like love yourself. And then living as an overachiever, I have like no clue about how to really take a break. I am so lost of, if you ask me, like without work and without your clients, the relationship with your clients, without all those things related to work, what's left in you? Like what do you do when you are free? What do you do when you have a little bit of time in between some kind of work or project? So I just either take a nap or zone out, feeling frustrated, feeling useless, feeling depressed. But instead, what I do is just like I stop thinking about all those critical judgment toward myself inside here. Like if I feel like, oh, there is like oh, you should do this, like you're a loser if you're like taking a break for 5 minutes. Like, no, shut the fuck up. I have the right to take a break, to take a nap without thinking negative thoughts on myself. So like it didn't come across really easily. Like I was having a hard time to pave the new path of thinking, but I'm doing it. Like I'm doing it every day as if it's like going to the gym. Literally, like thirdly, there is a good side of being the eldest daughter and having an eldest daughter syndrome and like taking over the like responsible and overachiever. Of course, you achieve a lot of things. Like for example, I'm the first one who escaped the 9-to-5 circle in my bloodline. And how I did it is like I worked my ass off when I was like going to the company, like when I was doing the 9-to-5 company job. I felt something's wrong, something's really not for me. Like this isn't for me. And I was super cranky all the time, and I had to figure out to get out of this like diabolical circle. So I did side job as a editor, and I worked overtime. Like there was like 5 to 9 after, like 5 to 12 after 9 to 5. So I finally got arranged my clients as my side quest, like as a video editor, and I got out of the company and I moved to Bali. Like boom, like classic firstborn daughter act, that you just like leave everything behind. You just like donate all your clothes and you just like sell your house. You just pack everything, 30 years of burden in your small suitcase and go to Bali and live there for 1 year, like, and accept whatever it takes, wherever it takes you. But literally after all that, like firstly, as a Korean, we have like very like, what can I say, very like traditional, like very like suffocating standards towards each other, and we are very sarcastic to each other. We have too many standards to meet to success in this society, and it is really like, if you want to live in Korea, you have to follow it, because if you don't follow those standards, don't follow those expectations, people will just cast you out. People just don't want to work with you, and that means less of money, less of a client, less of everything. So you have to like at some amount to get along with that. But before I moved to Bali, and before I just like break the pattern, like 9-to-5 pattern, and just see the world and meet a lot of people with diverse cultural standards, I finally realized that we are the kind of society that runs through those kind of like many standards, and we're thriving because we move like a unity. We are a very effective person, and we don't have like self-identity until after you get married, until you die. But at the same time, this is the milestone, this is the backbone of how the society works so effectively and so developed so fast. So before I go to Bali, I had this kind of like really hatred, I really hate this society, this kind of feeling only. But after Bali, I kind of finally have another good side. I finally have the eye to look at the good side of what Korean society standards give to my life. So until 30 years, I've been very resentful for so many things, and one of them is for the society. And after having these broad eyes, I finally get to love Korea. I finally understand why people live like that. And then fourth, my advice to the eldest daughter in the world is that, so if you're a firstborn daughter, like you must have achieved certain level of financial freedom. Like you're gonna be doing really well at work, at school, and do whatever you want. Like you go girl, like you achieve the society standards. And if it's possible, please achieve like financial like freedom. And I bet you will get the independence out of your life. I will read what I wrote from when I was feeling like just let down, and just like if I don't finish the projects on the deadline that I set. If you look at your projects, and say, look how much I came, good job, you're doing great. Then your brain doesn't feel anxious about deadlines or failure. She can focus on present and eventually you can finish things up faster. But on the other hand, if you keep saying only 5 hours left, I'm scared, then your brain turns on fight or flight mode and want to get distracted and ease the tensions, nervousness. So it's better to embody yourself this habit of keep seeing how much you've come and acknowledging you've come so far, even though it's small steps. You repeat these again and again, and one day it's gonna be over soon. And when you look back, there will be beautiful results. And as a firstborn daughter, like, you feel guilty of if you're not achieving certain amount of achievement at the deadline that you set. So just don't do it. Don't put too much pressure on you. Like, you're overachieving already. Even though you're not acknowledging it, you're doing more than what you already have to do. And as a little crazy bitch to you, I love you. See you next time.